Okay, guys, we are going to show you this new saved parcels. So here's your EarthPlat. We added some how-to videos. Here's the saved parcels. So unlike select parcels, saved parcels are ones that are, you're going around and you're saving. Um, right now, you probably have this big long list. This is the new saved parcels. When you first go in there, you're probably going to have an ungrouped folder with all of your saved parcels in it. In this case, I don't have any right now. I moved them all into different folders. So I want to show you something here. When let's say you go to an area, I just happen to be over here somewhere, but you come into an area like this and you hit the show button. One of the new things we have, I'm sorry, and this is where you want to remember as a power user. Again, these are all the parcels. And so let's say you're coming here and you have a client or somebody that wants to buy some property in this area. Again, you can just right click. When you right click on one of these, it will save them under your ungrouped. So if you right click, right click, right click, right click, you'll start to see your group show up. Ungrouped is under, it's color coded right now for that, but um, again, you just right click, right click, right click. I get tired of me saying right click, right? But anyway, you'll get the idea that you can just literally save it. Now, if you want to, you can save it the old-fashioned way, which is clicking on the partial, hitting the save button, put some notes in. That take forever, right? And that's some of the complaint that some of you guys have had is it's like, can I save these a little quicker? So yeah, if you right click, it'll just continue adding these. And so what this allows you to do is now there's different groups here, right? So if you want to take this ungrouped, the idea is to have this ungrouped right here. So you just say, I want all these to go into a different group. So right now you could move them to an existing group or literally, create a group, call it I don't know, I'm doing a test right now. You could put some notes for that group. Um, Testing group. Make it some other different color. I don't know. This is like that blue, right? Create it. So now what you can do here under the ungrouped, you're still under the ungrouped. You can click the title here and actually select all of them. Come back up here and go to the test that you just created and click the assign selected. Give it a second. You'll see that the partial group has been assigned. Obviously, it's disappeared now. You can go ahead and clear this map too, so everything's clear. Now, if you go to the test, you'll see that the 18 have been moved into this test. And again, you can just click. You'll see, you'll see the different partials, where they're at, kind of things like that. So you can kind of see, what parcels are what. You can actually click more details. It actually gives you everything like you would if you're doing a show or a search, right? So this allows you to see all the information for that saved partial. Again, you can and then you can close this out. And so you can see that it's color coded based off the color array. For some reason you didn't like that color, you can edit that and say, hey, I want a more orange color so I can see it. And this will allow you to put, the group, toggle it back on the map. This lets you toggle it off and on if you don't want to see certain groups. By default, none of the groups are on the map when you first load. So you can toggle them on and off like this, right? So this allows you to edit the group. You can change it and things like that. If you delete the group, all these 18 in the group will come back into the ungrouped. So that's what happens if you happen to delete this group. It doesn't really delete these. Right now we don't have a action that lets you delete all of them. You'd have to delete them all out if you don't want them, or it just saves it so you don't like kill all your save parcels. It just moves them out of there if you want to delete. You do have the option to export this data to CSV. So let's say I import, I take this and want a CSV file. This will then open up Excel, kind of like your other ones do. This will give you all the information. If you want to use, this for mailing labels, it's got the owner's mailing information, things like that. So I don't want to save that. You can also get a KML export. If you take the KML and export this will open up Google Earth, and this should fly to. Give it a second, you'll see it fly down, and there's your group on Google Earth. It's kind of a cool feature. You can click that, and it gives you some of the information that we have here. In the comments of the video, you're welcome to say, hey, show me all the stuff, show me all the just values and everything in this KML, and I can get that put in. But this is the KML feature that allows you to basically use Google Earth to kind of see where things are. You can come over here and flip it around, go down deeper and see the property lines. But anyway, that's the KML feature on that. So I'll discard that. Now, if you want to print this, let's say, like for instance, I have this canal. Let's go fly to it. I have this canal here where a client was talking about having a user was talking about having a client that wants to buy any of these houses on this. They want any of them. Doesn't matter. So you can see, you went in here and saved all these partials under the group called Canal Client, and then what it did was, allows the user like yourself. You can actually print this, and what this does, this is an interactive map here, so you can actually zoom, do whatever you want. You can actually view all the different, everything's kind of built into here. It's got some just values, it's got the land, the last sale date, the property address, things like that you could possibly send to the client. Now, if you wanted to, like, some of the things that are done, like you would export this to CSV, send out mailers to all these people and say, hey, we got a client that wants to pay top dollar. They want if you want to sell your house, you can get a full price plus maybe some more, whatever. I'm just using an example. But then that's a way to allow, maybe you get 2 or 3 responses back from these sellers and saying, yeah, we were thinking about selling, what do you think, and then you could mail this and say, you can say, hey, this 43 Blake LLC, they're wanting to sell, right? And you could print this and send that. You could save it as a PDF and send that over to the client. We also are getting ready to add a share button right here that lets you share this. This will come up in the next few weeks. A share button here lets you share this map with your client or with someone else that's not necessarily an EarthPlat user. They'll get basically they'll get to a screen that looks something like this, where they can go through and interact just with this as well and do whatever they want with it. So you'll have that option to soon be able to share that with a client, so they can have this interactive printout. I guess we call it interactive printout, which they could in turn then print as well. And what's nice is if you send this to a client, the interactive, every time they refresh or go to it, it will update based off weekly. Or this is St. Petersburg, so this is Pinellas County, so this actually updates about every week. We can throw in an update every week. So on our end, so this allows us to some of this stuff could change. This could say, oh, we had a last sale date, of January of 2026. And so this stuff is kind of a live map for them versus a PDF. But anyway, hopefully that helps you with some of this information here. And again, here's all the groups that I had. I had some things where you had a phase 1. This was a kind of a phase 1 where they were going to go after some landscaping or something like that, flyers, and then a phase 2 flyers. I think that's what it was. Yeah, flyer distribution. So there's all kinds of different things. You can toggle this map on phase 1. You can the color is kind of, that's a green. Let's make it, save it, and turn it back on. So then we have phase 2. Then you can kind of, you can interactively see your different groups on this map. But anyway, I'm hoping this helps you guys a little bit. We've had a lot of requests for, because the current EarthPlat, I'm looking on this is not live, so I'm getting ready to put it live, but your Saved Parcels now is basically 129 of them, just all listed. Some of you guys have 300, 1,000 that are all just kind of scrolling through here. You have no idea what's what, and doesn't let you edit or do much information at all. So this is going to be a lot nicer, I think, based off a lot of you guys, some of your users' feedback here on allowing to, create groups. You can edit and delete these things. You can edit this particular partial. These are ones that we right clicked on. Remember, the right click is your friend once this goes live. And so once you start seeing this coming in, you can input your own notes. Right now it puts a strap in there and a title if you right click. So, but anyway, this should give you everything you need. And let me know in the comments if you have any questions.